Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Turner Field. The Lafayette Jefferson Broncos are on the air. Sweet Lou Jeff Luzader ready to bring you play-by-play action as the Broncos, lowercase, yep. We're here at Turner Field ready for North Central Conference play as the Broncos travel here to Turner Field, home of the Berries, and a beautiful field here as they've had, this is the second year they've had artificial surface. Everything's all artificial just like they have at Indiana University, the baselines, outfield. Broncos 2 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. Yes, 2 ties as we made a trip to our annual trip to Tennessee. And got back late Saturday night, but we played 4 games down there and won our first game, won our second game, and then because of time limit restrictions with the tournament down there, they had 2-hour time limits, and so we were 3-3 on Friday night late, and we were 9-9 on Saturday before we headed home and got home late Saturday night. So we're 2-0-2. Berries, I think this is their first game. And there's a left-hander on the mound. Bailey Young, a left-hander, as you can see. So Broncos ready to go. We'll do the same thing tomorrow, weather permitting, as the Berries will head over to Loeb Stadium to take on the Broncos. We'll get onto the schedule later on, the rest of the schedule later on. Going solo today, as Chris Walker is up at a meeting near Chicago, and he's going to be in some meetings and then stepping in and out, so we want to be sure. So you probably saw the audio or the video ahead of the audio. Well, we're just about ready to go as switch hitting shortstop senior Justin Walker will be stepping into the batter's box and get this game underway. Supposed to be a 5:30 start, but because restrictions with getting the bus and everything, its starting time is going to be 5:41 as Bailey Young winds and delivers. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, and there's a foul ball over to the right, and that's out of play. This game is underway. About a 30-second delay. There's a pop-up in shallow left field, caught by the shortstop, Platt, for the first out. So 1 up, 1 down. So Walker pops up to the shortstop to open up the ball game. And that'll bring up center fielder Nico Martin batting left-handed. Lefty versus lefty. Pitch outside for a ball. Umpires for today's game, Mr. Brad Sellers and Mr. Randy Heisner. Kind of a cool, crisp, overcast day. No rain. Wind up in the pitch. And that's in there for a cold strike and leaving the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Glad you're with us. You can send us an email at LafayetteJeffBroncos@mail.com. We'd love to hear where you're listening from. Pitch down low for a ball. And run the count 2 balls, 1 strike on Nico Martin. As I mentioned, the Broncos played 4 games, 2 wins and 2 ties on the young season. Young winds and delivers, and that's low and away. Count runs now 3 balls in the strike on the left-handed batting Nico Martin. Jay Siegel in the on-deck circle. And there's ball 4. So Nico Martin, a 1-out walk here in the first inning. And now to bring up the second baseman, Jay Siegel, batting right-handed. against the left-handed pitching Bailey Young. Stretching the pitch. That's inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Throw over to first, and Nico Martin back safely. Chandler Ferguson in the on-deck circle for the Broncos. Pretty good lead over at first base. Of course, you got to be careful with a left-handed pitcher. There's a called strike through the heart of the plate. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Just underway here, 1 out. Nico Martin on at first with a walk. Stretching the pitch. That hits the outside corner for called strike 2. One and 2, 1 out. Stretching the pitch. There's a ground ball down the left field line, and that's foul. The dimensions here at Turner Field, 320 down the right field line, 354 in the power alley, 372 straightaway center, 354 in the left field power alley, and 320 down the left field line. Stretching the pitch. That's down low for a ball, and Nico Martin could have been dead meat, but the first baseman, Collins, caught it, but it came out of his glove, or he would have tagged Nico Martin for an out. So the count evens now, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jay Siegel. Here's a stretch of the pitch. Runner going. Pitch is high. Throw down to second. Not in time. So Nico Martin with a strikeout, or with a stolen base. And he's in scoring position for Jeff here in the first inning. 3-2 the count. 1 out. Nico Martin in scoring position at second for Lafayette Jeff. Bailey Young stretches and pitches. There's a foul ball to the right, now to play. Count still 3-2. Young comes set. Here's the pitch. There's a pop-up in the infield. Second baseman, White, makes the catch, tagging, and heading into third base is Nico Martin. So heads up base running by Nico Martin. So Siegel pops out to the second baseman for out number 2 here in the first inning. So here's Chandler Ferguson, right fielder. There's a foul ball off to the right now to play. Beautiful facility here at Logansport, Jim Turner Field. Of course, Jim Turner is the head coach. His dad has the field named after him. Young stretches and pitches. There's a foul ball off the end of the bat of Chandler Ferguson. He's now in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Now Young gets his sign, stretches, pitches, and Ferguson protects himself. Pitch the outside corner, just fouls it down the right field. Down the right field line, that's out of play. Young, foul ball back to the screen as Ferguson stays alive. The count remains 0-2. Riley Potts, starting pitcher for the Broncos, in the on-deck circle. Stretching the pitch. That's down low for a ball. Good eye by Chandler Ferguson. Ferguson was 3 for 3 in the 9-9 tie we had with Sullivan South out of Tennessee on Saturday morning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's a line drive, and that is foul down the left field line by about 3 feet. So a rope off the bat of Chandler Ferguson. Of course, Chandler, our ace pitcher, will be his next start will be Friday as we host Crown Point in the annual Joe Heath Classic at Loeb Stadium in Lafayette. We'll play 1 on Friday and 2 games on Saturday. Stretching the pitch. There's a fly ball, pretty well hit into right field. Back goes Gord. He's got it. He's just short of the warning track. So Ferguson gets good wood, goes the other way, but he fouls out to the right fielder to end the inning. So that ends the inning. Broncos will take the field. Justin Walker will be the shortstop. Nico Martin will be in center field. Jay Siegel at second. Chandler Ferguson in right field. Riley Potts making his second start of the season. Dylan Wagner is the designated hitter, and he's batting for Clay Jones, who will be the third baseman for the Broncos. Christian Sanders bats seventh. He's the catcher. And Riley Eberhardt is the first baseman for the Lafayette Jeff Broncos. The sun looks like it may be popping out here shortly. It was mostly overcast skies, but because of the artificial surface here, unless it's just a downpour, some lightning, you're pretty well guaranteed you're going to play baseball. I know they've tweeted out there was a couple schools already not going to play today due to inclement field conditions. Of course, Riley Potts, the starting pitcher for the Broncos, coming off Tommy John surgery last year, and says the arm feels pretty good. So we'll see what happens. He's just about ready to go here. Again, Sweet Lou going solo. Chris Walker is in Chicago on business. So I want to wish Chris luck there on some sales, and drive safely, Chris, if you're listening. As Riley Potts ready to face the shortstop, Tucker Platt. Right-handed batter. Platt, a right-handed batter, facing a right-handed pitcher in Potts. First pitch is a called strike on the inside. 13 seniors here on the... Okay, thanks. And there's another strike. And Tucker Platt is in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes to Riley Potts. See if Potts goes after him. He tries to waste a pitch here. There's a pitch up high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pretty successful road trip, you might say, our 4 games in Tennessee. I think the coach was pretty pleased. Curveball, there's a line drive to Justin Walker at shortstop. So a nice play by the Hoosier-bound Justin Walker at shortstop. Walker heading to Indiana University next year to play for the Hoosiers. Next batter is Colton Rosie, the center fielder, batting right-handed. One up, one down here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. There's a ground ball to the third base, into left field for a base hit. And as they say, there goes the no-hitter. So that ball squirts past Jones at third base for the first hit of the ball game for both teams. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Riley Hirschberger. Again, a right-handed batter, number 3 batter in the Berry batting order. Runner on first, one out. Glad you're with us here on the World Wide Web. Sweet Lou Jeff Luzader for Lafayette Jeff Broncos. Stretching the pitch. Curveball in there for a cold strike from Potts. Now Potts gets his sign. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner going. Here's a line drive on the ground to second. Out there and over to first for a double play. So a 4-6-3 double play turned in by the Broncos. Nice defensive play by the infield for Jeff. Siegel to Walker to the first baseman for Jeff. And that was Eberhardt. I already turned my sheet there, so 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. No runs, and there was a hit. We played one inning here at Turner Field in Logansport, Indiana. North Central Conference game for both teams. Lafayette Jeff's 5th, after we played 4 last week in our Tennessee trip, and first game for Logansport. Broncos will be sending up 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Potts, Wagner, and Sanders here in the top of the second inning. Sweet Lou Jeff Luzader back here at Jim Turner Field in Logansport. We had the top of the second inning. Riley Potts, the pitcher. Pitcher versus pitcher here is Bailey Young, ready to face his opponent. Young winds and delivers. Potts takes a pitch outside and low, ball 1. Beautiful press box here. Just a beautiful facility here at Logansport High School. Dugouts are nice. There's a pitch in there for a cold strike. Even to count, 1 ball, 1 strike on Riley Potts. There's a check swing. Potts goes too far. That was a strike. Check swing, and Potts count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the inside corner, called strike 3. So Potts caught looking for the first out here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Dylan Wagner. Wagner batting for Jones, who's playing third base. Now Wagner calls time, and it is granted to him. Now Bailey Young just low and away for a ball. It looks like the sun's about ready to come out here at Jim Turner Field. Might be got a few sweatshirts on. I see a couple of blankets, but foul ball off to the right, and that's out of play. That evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a swing and a miss by Wagner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a pitch down low. That evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, with the national championship basketball, both men's and women's settled the last couple nights, it's time for baseball. Swing and a miss, and down goes Wagner. So Potts strikes out looking, Wagner strikes out swinging, and we've got 2 outs, 2 up, 2 down here. And that brings up Christian Sanders, the catcher, right-handed batter. Now he calls time. Pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Sanders, one of 13 seniors on this Lafayette Jeff Bronco team for 2017. Pitch inside and low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and that's high ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes now on Christian Sanders. And there's a strike call. 3 balls, 1 strike. Riley Eberhardt, first baseman in the on-deck circle for Jefferson. 3-1 count. High ball 4, so Sanders with a 2-out walk. So Sanders on at first, and that'll bring up the number 8 batter, Riley Eberhardt, the first baseman. And we've got a courtesy runner, number 15 for Jeff. Nick McCalmont is the courtesy runner for Sanders at first base. Umpire getting all his equipment settled. We're ready to go here. 2 outs. Runner on first is McCalmont. Bailey Young, left-handed pitcher, stretches and pitches, and that's inside for a ball. They're only talking about 20% chance of rain today in this area. And we've just got a little sprinkling in Lafayette when we left. 1 ball, no strike count. There's a line drive over the head of the shortstop, Platt, into center field. So Eberhardt with a 2-out single. That moves McCalmont into second base, into scoring position. That's the first hit for Lafayette Jeff. McCalmont on at second, Eberhardt on at first. That'll bring up the number 9 batting order, J.T. Williams. Opportunity here for Jeff here in the second inning. No score. Pitch outside for a ball. Eberhardt, the runner at first base, not being held on by Collins, the first baseman for the Logansport Berries. Williams ready for the 1-0 pitch. Here it is. There's a chopper. Throw to first in time for the out. So a bang-bang play as Williams just hits a chopper out in front of the plate for the out. So no runs. There was a hit for Jeff. And we're heading to the bottom of the second inning. No score between Lafayette Jeff Broncos and the Logansport Berries. Talking about the rest of the week's schedule, Jeff scheduled for 5 games this week. Of course, this one number 1, and then Logansport scheduled to come to Loeb Stadium tomorrow to take on the Broncos, but there's some forecast of some inclement weather, either late tonight or in the morning. If that's the case, there was talk about possibly, if the rain would subside tomorrow afternoon, that we could possibly come back here to Jim Turner Field, since it is artificial surface. But that's still being talked about. Of course, the Broncos then will be off Thursday, and then the annual Joe Heath Classic will be at Loeb Stadium, and the Broncos will play at 6 o'clock Friday night. They will host the Bulldogs of Crown Point up from the region. Saturday, we're scheduled to play the Huntington North Vikings. And then the fifth game, or the second game of Saturday, will be against Chesterton. So the catcher, Jake Hardy, steps into the batter's box for the Logansport Berries here in the bottom of the second inning. Riley Potts, first pitch swinging to Walker at shortstop. He throws over to first base to Eberhardt. So 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Hard hit ground ball, but Walker fields it for the first out. Excuse me, that'll bring up the designated hitter, Bradenton Wilson, for the Berries, batting right-handed. Potts winds and delivers a pitch down low for a ball. No score. We're in the bottom of the second inning here from Jim Turner Field, Logansport. Potts hits the outside corner for a called strike. That evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Curveball stays high from Riley Potts. 2 balls a strike. Bases empty, 1 out. Wind up in the pitch. There's a fastball in there for, I guess that was a swing by Wilson. That evens the count, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. That's in there for called strike 3. And Wilson goes down looking. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down. Bring up the 6-man in Berry batting order. Weston Record, right fielder, batting left-handed. Potts winds and delivers. First pitch swinging to Jay Siegel, to second base for the third out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Berries. And after 2 complete innings, it's Lafayette Jeff 0 and the Logansport Berries 0. Broncos will be sending up the top of the order, Walker, Martin, and Siegel here in the third inning. As I mentioned, Broncos, 13 seniors on this 2017 squad. Coach McTaggart starting his 10th year at the helm of the Jeff Broncos. If you're listening to us, you want to send us an email letting know where you're listening from, we'd appreciate it. Lafayette Jeff Broncos at mail, that's mail.com. Lafayette Jeff Broncos at mail.com. Yep, Justin Walker steps into the batter's box. For the Lafayette Jeff, he led off the ball game, popping up to the shortstop, Platt. Pitch outside for a ball. Pitch in there for a called strike. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Wind up in the pitch. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. White over to first base. Walker's out 4-3 for the first out here in the top of the third. So 1 up, 1 down brings up Nico Martin. Lefty versus lefty. Martin walked his first time up. Left-hander Bailey Young on the mound for the Logansport Berries. There's a swing and a strike. I'm not sure Nico Martin may have fouled that pitch. Strike nonetheless. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases empty here in the top of the third. Pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Young winds, delivers. Pitch down low for a ball. That'll leave the count 2-2. Two pitch coming. Called strike 3 on the outside corner as Martin caught looking. So 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Jay Siegel. He swings and fouls. Siegel fly popped up to the second baseman. No balls, a strike. Wind up in the pitch. That's inside for a ball. Pitch just outside for a ball to Siegel. He's got an email from Jason Siegel. He's listening to us from Elkhart, so I really appreciate the email. There's a ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Three balls a strike now. There's a pitch down low, ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Jay Siegel here in the 3rd inning for Lafayette Jeff. That'll bring up the right fielder, Chandler Ferguson. Ferguson lined out to the right fielder his first time up. Stretching the pitch, and Ferguson swings and misses. Bailey Young, now he steps off the pitching rubber. Siegel, short lead at first base. There goes Siegel. There's a swing and a miss. And that's a stolen base for Siegel. So Chandler Ferguson now in a hole, 0-2, but Jay Siegel in scoring position at second. 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Nice little Sunday hop from Platt. He goes over to first base, and the opportunity goes awry for the Broncos as they go quietly. No runs, no hits. There was a runner left, and after 2.5, still no score here from Logansport. Berries will be sending up 7, 8, 9 hitters in their lineup to face Riley Potts. We just got to wait about 3 years and we'll have artificial surface on our facility at Loeb Stadium. As the new stadium will be construction will start after August 2018. Should be ready for the spring of 2019, which will include Lafayette Jeff Broncos and the Lafayette Aviators of the Prospect League. They'll be starting their second season at Loeb Stadium. We want to make sure you get tickets for that. Their season will start 1st of June. Well, Riley Potts ready to face his counterpart, Bailey Young. Pitcher versus pitcher here as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's no score. There's a called strike from Potts. Curveball outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on the left-handed batting Young. Ground ball right back to Riley Potts. Goes over to first base to Eberhardt for the first out. So second baseman Zach White, right-handed batter. Number 8 batter in the Logansport lineup. Potts winds and delivers. Curveball in there for a called strike. Nips the inside corner. Nice pitch by the right-hander. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's a called strike 2. Zach White now in a hole, no balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch, here it is. That's fouled right back to the screen. Well, my Cincinnati Reds, back in their usual routine, not being able to score any runs. They went down to the Phillies yesterday. They'll take the day off today and then host the Phillies tomorrow. Ground ball to Siegel at second base, over to first for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, Dustin Wilson, the left fielder. Left-handed batter facing a right-handed pitcher, Riley Potts. Pitch outside for a ball. My Reds will finish with the Phillies, and then they'll head on the road, take on the Cardinals. Of course, the Cubs went down to the Cardinals in a great game last night. There's a foul ball. That's off to the left and out of play. It's usually a great time of the year when Major League Baseball starts, high school baseball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a curveball. High and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch outside, 3-1 from Riley Potts. Two outs, bases empty. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Foul ball. That's over our heads and out of play. It runs the count full 3-2 with 2 outs. Dustin Wilson choking up on the bat there quite a bit. 3-2 pitch on the outside corner for called strike 3. So Wilson goes down to end the inning. We've played 3 complete innings here from Jim Turner Field here in Logansport, Indiana. I'm Sweet Lou Jeff Luzader here on the World Wide Web. And no score between the North Central Conference rivals, the Logansport Berries, and the Lafayette Jefferson Broncos. Broncos will send up their 5, 6, and 7 hitters here in the 4th inning. So here we go to the top of the 4th inning. No score between Logansport and Lafayette Jeff. course, Lafayette Jeff coming off a 19-6 2016 campaign. Lafayette Jeff was North Central Conference champs, and they were defeated by the Harrison Raiders 1-0 in the sectional. So some of the players on the Broncos are looking to get back. There's 2 balls, no strikes to Riley Potts. And last year, the Broncos swept the Berries. A home-and-home series as is the 2017 schedule. There's ball 3. On April 5th at Loeb Stadium, Lafayette Jeff defeated the Logansport Berries 6-3. And on April 11th, Lafayette Jeff defeated Logansport here at Turner Field by a score of 15-5. There's a called strike on the inside corner. Of course, Logansport in the Lafayette sectional. That sectional will be played at Kokomo this year. There's a line drive down the right field line, and that could be extra bases, but over his record over there quickly. And there's a base hit as Riley Potts helps himself with a base leadoff single here in the top of the 4th inning. Second hit for Lafayette Jeff. Potts goes the other way. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Dylan Wagner. We'll see what Dylan does here. Get that number on that runner, courtesy. Thank you. Connor Hamilton, courtesy runner at first base for Riley Potts. We'll see what Wagner does here. Nobody out. Hamilton on at first. Curveball stays high for a ball. Wagner, the number 6 batter in the Lafayette Jeff batting order. 1-0 pitch, here it is. That's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Christian Sanders, a catcher, in the on-deck circle for Jefferson. Clouds breaking up a little bit overhead. See a little bit of blue sky yet here. Throw over to first, and Hamilton back. Again, Hamilton getting a little better lead over there at first base. Stretching the pitch. That's on the inside corner for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. There is no score between Jeff and Logansport. Wagner steps out of the batter's box. Now he's looking down at Coach Scott McTaggart for a sign down the third base coaching box. Again, a pretty good lead at first by Hamilton. Young stretches, pitches. Foul ball over to the right, out of play. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. Young stretches the pitch. There goes the runner. Swung on and missed. Throw down a second. Not in time. As Wagner strikes out swinging for the first out. But Hamilton, a little shaken up out there, but I think he's going to be okay. Going to be credited with a stolen base. Hamilton on at second in scoring position, brings up Christian Sanders, the catcher. Sanders walked his first time up, batting right-handed against the left-handed pitching Bailey Young. Now time called. Now Christian back into the batter's box. Stretching the pitch. Sanders swings and misses. No balls, one strike on the senior catcher. Stretching the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th inning, no score. Hamilton on at second now. Young steps off. Now he's back on the pitching rubber. 1-1 pitch coming. Here it is. That's in there for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sanders. Riley Eberhardt in the on-deck circle for Lafayette Jefferson. 1-2 pitch coming. Here it is. That's inside for a ball. That evens the count 2-2. Pitch. Here it is. Swung on and missed, and Sanders goes down swinging. So 2 outs now brings up Riley Eberhardt, the first baseman. Hamilton still in scoring position. Stretching the pitch. There's a ground ball. Foul back to the backstop.
Ask me what I really think. No.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Hamilton in scoring position at second base for Jeff. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. White over to first base, and another opportunity goes awry for the Broncos. No runs. 1 hit. There were no errors, and we've left another runner on base. So after 4.5, still no score. Logansport's going to have the top of their batting order to start their bottom of the 4th inning. Riley Potts facing 1-2-3 hitters. Tucker Platt takes the ball. There's a called strike through the heart of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Platt lined out to Justin Walker. There's a ground ball up the middle. Second baseman, Siegel. I think they're going to give Platt a base hit on that. That was a tough play. Throw to first, and Platt's back. Brings up Colton Rosie. Rosie singled to left his first time up. He squares the bunt, and that ball's all the way to the backstop and heading to second base is Platt. So a wild pitch charged to Riley Potts. So Logansport in the driver's seat here. No score in the bottom of the fourth inning. They have a runner at second base, nobody out. Rosie with a single his first time up. Single here could give the Berries the lead. Looks like he may be trying to square. We'll see what happens. Potts gets his sign, stretches and pitches, and it is a bunt, and it is foul ball. Is a great effort by Christian Sanders, the catcher, trying to get over toward the Lafayette Jeff dugout, but not able to make the play as Rosie pops that in foul territory. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. There's no score. Berries have a runner at second base with nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Potts stretches, pitches. Pop up off to the right now to play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the fourth inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Potts. Curveball swung on and missed, and a nice pitch by the right-hander Potts for the first out. As he gets Rosie swinging. Plot still remains at second base. That'll bring up the third baseman, Riley Hirschberger. Hirschberger headed to a 4-6-3 double play. Curveball in there, and it's a beauty from Potts for a called strike to the right-handed batting third baseman, Hirschberger. Each team with 2 hits. Neither team with an error and neither team with a run as we speak. Platt a short lead at second. There's a pitch down low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hirschberger, the number 3 batter in the Logansport batting order. And Potts looks back at second. Curveball, line drive. That is a base hit down the left field line. Platt comes around third, heading into second base with a stand-up double is Riley Hirschberger. And the Berries are on the board first, and they lead by a score of 1-0. So a nice piece of hitting there is a double down the right field line. Scores Platt with the first run of the ball game, and the Berries lead 1-0. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Jake Hardy, the catcher, right-handed batter. Hirschberger on at second. There's a called strike. Third hit for the Logansport Berries. Stretching the pitch at just outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Short lead at second for Hirschberger. Potts stretches, pitches. Curveball. There's a ground ball. Nice play by Walker and an excellent play by Justin Walker as he throws out Jake Hardy. Boy, what a play by the senior shortstop. Hirschberger does move into third base, but a heads up play by Justin Walker. That was a beauty. He made a play similar to that in Tennessee. So there's 2 outs now. Runner on third in Hirschberger. Brings up Bradenton Wilson, the designated hitter. First pitch swinging. Ground ball to Siegel at second. He goes over to Eberhardt at first, and that ends the inning. But the damage is done as the Logansport Berries score a run on 2 hits, and there was a runner left. And after 4 complete here from Jim Turner Field in Logansport, it's Logansport Berries 1, Lafayette Jeff 0. Broncos will be sending up Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzatter back here at Jim Turner Field, Logansport. We head to the top of the 5th. Broncos trailing by a score of 1-0. Jalen Williams, a left fielder, leads it off, the number 9 batter in the Bronco batting order. 9-1-2 here in the top of the 5th. Bailey Young winds and delivers, pitch outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a called strike on the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jalen Williams. Justin Walker in the on-deck circle for Jeff. Wind up and a pitch. Pop up in foul territory. First baseman Collins has a play on it, and he's got it for the first out. There's a lot of space here in foul territory here, Jim Turner Field. Collins fields a pop-up in foul territory for the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Justin Walker. Walker 0 for 2. Young winds and delivers. Line drive, base hit into center field. So a one-out walk for Justin Walker here in the fifth inning. Justin had popped out to the shortstop his first time up. Now batting is Nico Martin, lefty against lefty, as Bailey Young, a left-hander. Pitch outside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss by Martin. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Justin Walker on at first base here in the fifth. He's singled up the middle. We've evened the hits with the Berries, 3 apiece, but they lead 1-0. Scored a run on a double in the last inning. Bailey Young. There goes Walker. Throw down to second. Not in time. That goes into center field. But it's backed up by Rosie. So Walker on. Walker now at second base with a stolen base. And he is in scoring position. That'll be represent the tying run here in the fifth. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out on Nico Martin. Bailey Young stretches, pitches, swung on and missed. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Jay Siegel in the on-deck circle for Jefferson. Young looks back at second, stretches, pitches. That stays high. And that's going to run the count full, 3-2 on Nico Martin. 3-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. Second out here in the fifth inning. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Jay Siegel. Stretching the pitch. Siegel, first pitch swing, he pops it up, a towering pop-up. First baseman Collins taking charge, and he's got it for the out. So another opportunity for the Broncos goes awry. And there's no runs, 1 hit, and after we're at stretch time, we're in the middle of fifth inning. Logansport Berries 1, Lafayette Jeff 0. Logansport will send up their 6, 7, and 8 hitters here in the bottom of the fifth inning. here we go into the bottom of the fifth inning. Berries of Logansport leading by a score of 1-0. Right fielder Weston Record, left-handed batter ready to face Riley Potts. Potts has given up 3 hits. Curveball outside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. There's a bunt attempt down the third baseline, and that's foul, picked up by Jones. Normally when Potts is not playing third base, when he's pitching, Clay Jones is there, and that's where he is today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base is empty here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Again, a curveball outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1-0, Logansport leading. They got a run in the bottom of the fourth. We're in the bottom of the fifth. There's a line shot, base hit into center field. So the fourth hit now by the Berries. Solid single to center field. That'll bring up number 7 batter in the batting order for the Berries. In left-handed batting, Bailey Young. So we'll see what he does here, where he tries to lay one down or tries to go ahead and swing. Young, he grounded right back to the pitcher. He's a bunt attempt, and that's high and away for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Potts gets his sign, stretches. There's a bunt attempt right out in front of the plate. Got to go to first base for the out, and the sacrifice works as Record moves into second base. So Record now at second base in scoring position, 1 out. And that'll bring up second baseman Zach White. Curveball inside for a ball from Riley Potts. Stretching the pitch. There's a swing and a miss. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a shallow fly ball into right field. Chandler Ferguson has it. Record makes a fake try to third base, but he stays back on second. So White flies out to Chandler Ferguson in right field. So there's now 2 outs. Dustin Wilson, the left fielder, batting left-handed against Riley Potts. Record still in scoring position at second. There's a pitch on the outside corner for called strike. We got the sun out here now. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Curveball foul down their left field line, giving chase. Third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder Williams, Walker, and Jones for the Broncos of Lafayette Jet, but it's over the fence and out of play. Wilson now in a hole. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's down low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Potts stretches, pitches. That's swung on, and that's going to end up being a wild pitch. Wilson swung, but he did not foul the ball off. So Wilson is safe at first base on the wild pitch. Record now at third base. So runners on the corners with 2 outs. And we're back at the top of the order now for the Berries, and Coach Scott McTaggart's headed to the mound to have a word about what we're going to do here defensively with runners on first and third and 2 outs. Tucker Platt, the shortstop, is the batter. Platt lined out to Dustin Walker, his first time up. And he singled to Siegel, and a bang-bang play at first base his last time up. So runners on the corners, 2 outs. Berries of Logansport leading by a score 1-0, and they're looking for more here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Tucker Platt, shortstop, right-handed batter. There's a foul ball back to the screen. Potts gets his sign. 0-1 pitch coming. And that's in the dirt. And headed to second base is Wilson. So he heads into second base on the wild pitch. That ball almost bounced. So 2 Logansport Berries in scoring position now. Record at third, Wilson on at second. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. The foul ball down the right field line. That's going to be out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Rosie in the on-deck circle for the Logansport Berries. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Platt goes down. So an opportunity goes awry for the Berries. And after 5 complete innings, Logansport Berries still lead the Broncos of Lafayette Jeff by a score of 1-0. Riley Potts now with 5 strikeouts. He has not walked a batter. Young has struck out 6, and he's walked 3. 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Jeff here in the top of the 6th inning. Ferguson, Potts, and Wagner. Fly ball into center, or the second baseman off the bat of Chandler Ferguson, and quickly one out here in the sixth inning. Towering fly ball. So that'll bring up Riley Potts, pitcher versus pitcher. Sixth inning. Logansport Berries leading 1-0. Bailey Young winds and delivers. Here's a curveball through the heart of the plate for a called strike. Potts, the number 5 batter in the Jeff batting order. Getting late here. We're in the sixth inning. Trailing 1-0. Pitch the outside corner for called strike 2, and he's in a hole. No balls, 2 strikes. See what Bailey Young does here if he goes after him or he wastes one. There's a ground ball right back to Young over to first base, and quickly 2 up, 2 down for Lafayette Jeff. Up to DH Dylan Wagner. 2 out, bases empty here in the sixth. Pitch on the inside corner for a called strike to Wagner. Wagner struck out both times. He stood at the plate. There's a fly ball into left center field. Rosie has it for the out, and the Broncos go quietly here in the sixth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. So we played 5.5 with the score. Logansport 1, Lafayette Jeff 0. 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for the Logansport Berries. Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzader back here at Jim Turner Field. We head in the bottom of the sixth inning. Broncos trailing the Logansport Berries in this North Central Conference Clash by a score of 1-0. 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Riley Potts still on the mound for the Broncos, the starter. He puts a curveball in there for a called strike to Colton Rosie. Curveball down low. Potts pitching a nice game. He just needs some run support by the Broncos. Broncos with 3 hits. Logansport with 4 hits. Curveball in there for called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Potts. Just outside. Fastball just missed the outside corner. Count even 2-2. Bases empty. Nobody out. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Curveball, and that's a line drive, base hit into center field. So a leadoff single for Rosie here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's the Logansport Berries' 5th hit of the ball game. Solid single into right center field. Riley Hirschberger, batter for the Berries. See if he tries to lay one down here. There goes the runner, hit and runs on. Ball hit to Siegel in second. He gets the out, but Hirschberger does his job. It's a shame he's not credited with a sacrifice, but he gets a ground ball to the second baseman. Moves the runner into scoring position. Jake Hardy, the catcher, up to bat. He squares the bunt. There's a bunt down the first baseline. Potts fields it. He throws to Everhart for the out, and Rosie moves over to third base. Sacrifice works. Pitch in there for a called strike. So Rosie on at third base. Braden Wilson, the designated hitter. He has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Rosie on at third base. Representing the second run for Logan here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Potts now from the windup. There's a line drive foul down the right field line. That's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Broncos of Lafayette Jeff, one more chance here in the 7th inning. 1-2 with 2 outs. Potts. Now he steps off the pitching rubber. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Potts. Check swing up high for a ball. Deuce is wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Two pitch coming. Here it is. Curveball, ground ball. Jones has it. And he is safe at first base. And that'll be an infield single. It looks like Jones kind of hesitated there just a little bit, put a little extra mustard on it. He didn't get it over there in time. So an infield single for Wilson. Run scores, does Rosie, and it's now 2-0 in favor of the Berries. So Weston Record, the right fielder, now batting. 2-0 now. Berries on top here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's 2 outs, runner on first. Record batting left-handed. Potts gets his sign, stretches. Curveball in there for a called strike. Ball, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Logan. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors for Jeff. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Foul ball down the left field line, out of play. Seven, 8, 9 hitters will be coming up for Jeff in the top of the 7th inning. They're trailing 2-0. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch on the outside corner for called strike 3, and Record goes down. But the Berries come up with 1 run. There were 2 hits. And so we've completed 6 innings of play here from Jim Turner Field, Logansport, Indiana. Sweet Lou Jeff Luzader here at the mic. With the score, Logansport Berries 2, Lafayette Jeff 0. It'll be a wait and see about tomorrow because they're talking about some possibly violent weather coming in to the state of Indiana late tonight and tomorrow. If that does come in, we don't have the tarp on at Logan Stadium, so that there is, negotiations going on. That tomorrow's game may be, again, if the weather would happen to clear up a little bit tomorrow afternoon, we'll probably be here at Jim Turner Field. We'll get the word out as soon as we know it. Well, here we go. 7th inning, Broncos trailing 2-0 here in a North Central Conference home opener for the Logansport Berries. Christian Sanders, a catcher, steps into the batter's box. Bailey Youngs pitched a heck of a ball game. No runs on 3 hits. Left-hander winds and delivers. Pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Broncos need base runners. There's a swing and a miss by Sanders, and he's now in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Young winds and delivers. Here's the 0-2, and that's on the inside corner for called strike 3. And 1 up and 1 down. Number 8 here, Riley Eberhardt, first baseman. Young winds, delivers. There's a line drive, base hit into right field. And the Broncos have a base runner. So Eberhardt, a base hit into right field, 1 out. Eberhardt on at first base. That'll bring up J.T. Williams, a left fielder. Top of the 7th inning, Berries of Logansport leading by a score of 2-0. Foul ball off to the right now to play. Broncos now with 4 hits compared to the Berries 6, but the Berries have 2 runs, and that's the column that counts. Stretching the pitch. There's a line drive. That's into center field. That is down for a base hit. And 2 straight singles here by the Broncos. Tying runs on base here in the 7th inning. So Eberhardt on at second base, Williams on at first base, and we're back to the top of the order. And Justin Walker. out. The tying runs are on first and second base. Walker takes a pitch up high, ball one. Another opportunity for the Broncos. They've had 2 or 3 here. Stretching the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike. One ball, one strike, one out. Runners take their leads at first and second. Walker swings and fouls off to the right now to play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nico Martin, a center fielder, in the on-deck circle for the Broncos. Now Young stretches. Here's the 1-2. It's a pop-up. First baseman Collins at first base makes the catch. So 2 outs now. Got a pinch hitter for the Broncos. Number 18, Bryce Marcus. Bryce Marcus. So Marcus pinch hitting. He's a right-handed batter. Last hope for the Broncos here. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The tying runs. Young stretches, pitches. The foul ball. Back the screen out of play. So the first pitch that Marcus sees, he makes contact, but fouls it away. Runners take their leads at first and second. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, that's up the middle. Second baseman throws it to shortstop, and the game is over. And the Broncos of Lafayette Jeff lose by a score of 2-0, and a heck of a play by the second baseman as he gets the ball to second base for the force and second to end the game. Williams is out. That'll end the ball game. Final score, Logansport Berries in this North Central Conference battle. They beat the Lafayette Jefferson Broncos by a score of 2-0. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for Logansport. Jeff, no runs on 5 hits. Winning pitcher is Young for the Logansport Perrys, and the losing pitcher is Riley Potts. So we'll again get the word about tomorrow, because it's up in the air right now exactly what we're going to be doing. If the weather becomes inclement, we will be possibly coming back over here to Turner Field here in Logansport. So again, the final score in this North Central Conference battle, Logansport Berries 2 and the Lafayette Jeff Broncos 0. For Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzatter, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget the archives. So long, everyone.